No any sensible, smart lady will look at me and look at Cole and pick him over me. Knowledge-wise, smart-wise, hardworking-wise, whatever. I mean, she should be with somebody who is so much better, not you. Only no lady will pick you over me.
What's good, homies? Welcome back to Grim. It's once again time to watch one of the most infamous 90 Day Fiancé stars get absolutely bullied throughout an entire series of television. That's right, Colt is continuing to live every fat, awkward guy's worst nightmare as he's about to be squaring off with Usman in this episode. Also, from last episode, I have to make a correction before we start. There was a lot of comments. I'm sorry. I somehow forgot about baby girl Lisa and I misconstrued it in my brain. My wires got crossed and I said he was with Angela. No, I mixed up my, overweight old white women who have smokers' coughs and voices. My bad. So with that out of the way, make sure to drop a like on this and watch all the way if you want to support my channel. And without any further ado, let's get right on into it, shall we?
So what do you think about Jen?
Well, I don't know Jen that well, but I like Latinas, so
we're starting things off with a little bit of a lore drop from Coltee here as they're having this conversation on the beach, him and Usman is grilling him about this girl Jen because he just wants the target off of Courtney. These are a lot of names I'm throwing out you might not know, but basically Courtney's the girl in the pool right next to them, and she's talking to Jen, who is, needless to say, extremely out of both of these guys' realm of possibility of people they could date, okay? So it's just funny that he's trying to push Coltee into talking to her because he knows deep down that he does not want to fight over this girl Courtney with Coltee, and it's hard for Usman to wrap his brain around the fact that he might actually be in competition with somebody like that.
I actually think she's very attractive.
Okay, if there's a chance, can you go for her?
No. I don't
Why?
want to. I am not going towards Jennifer.
And Usman's being so aggressive. He's like, why don't you go for her, please? Stop going for Courtney, bro. I don't want to fight over her with you. Like, the desperation that reeks from this man is crazy. I mean, I think he's sick of having to date 80-year-olds that chain smoke cigarettes, and he wants somebody his age for once. I don't blame him, but it's just funny how weird he's being.
I've seen Jennifer with Cole, and then I saw Jennifer with Rob last night. And who's she gonna end with tomorrow? You know what I mean?
Oh my God. And Coltee gives the most cringe answer. Like, dude, she's been with everybody. She's been passed around this house like crazy. Like, I do not want that. Sorry, I'm a man who has dignity, who just wants to be someone's primary source of love. I don't want somebody who's been just totally played out and thrown around like that. Like, okay, dude, you know you'd be that way if you could, but you can't. So that's why you're hating. But this is just so funny watching these two losers talk on the beach about all these dating prospects they have that realistically, I think both of them are going to be walking away from this show completely single.
Yesterday, things really didn't go well with Courtney. I mean, she's confused. I'm confused too.
And it sounds like Usman's just really wanting to confirm that, him and Courtney have these feelings. I didn't show it last episode because nobody really cared about Usman's story, but these two met up outside of the show a while ago, so there is some history there. And it sounds like he's being very possessive over the idea of being with her and just can't fathom the fact that she is considering going with Coltee over him. Like, that's such a serious blow to his ego. It's hilarious.
Usman's mad at me. They're right over there and he hasn't come said hi to me or anything. Oh, yes, they are.
And meanwhile, the two girls are next to them, sitting in the pool outside of earshot, and she's just being so fake. But she's confused, sounding over here like Lola from Big Mouth. I think that's the character's name. Oh my God, they don't even want to fight each other over me. I just want a white knight that just defends my honor. Is that so much to ask? Neither of them are being nice to me when I'm kind of giving both of them clues that I like them.
I feel like I've been talking to Colt a lot. He's the best conversation I'm having. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to like him, but I'm like, what is happening?
And she's so madly disrespectful, like everybody else is on this cast when it comes to Colt. She's just oh my God, I'm sick to my stomach. The fact that I'm thinking I might actually have a crush on this guy. How could I stoop so low? You don't quite have to word it like that. I get Coltee's not that great to look at, but if you're ashamed over the fact that you have a crush on him, you got to do some thinking there. That's just the way your brain works, okay? You can't hate on who you're in love with. Not in love, but you know what I mean? Who you're feeling.
I see you going close to Courtney a little bit. What's going on?
We kind of hit it off. I think she's a really cool girl. I actually like her.
And here's where the gas pedal starts to get pressed by Usman here as he starts to ramp up his questions. Okay, since you're not going to go for Jen, what about Courtney? What's up with this? Why are you feeling the vibes?
I think we could date.
Bro.
I love that his only response to that is bro. He just can't even fathom, his brain can't put two and two together here, that somebody that he's interested in might also be interested in somebody like Coltee. I think that makes this girl so disgusting in his brain. It just lowers her value in his brain so much because he's how could she love this sack of potatoes that looks like that compared to me, this absolute god? Of course, this is just coming from a complete inflated sense of ego over on Usman's side, but it's hilarious to see him struggle to wrestle with this idea that him and Coltee are fighting over the same woman.
That's my girl, right?
She didn't say that.
She didn't say that because we're just 2-3 days here.
You guys have a promise ring?
Oh God, and now he's just sounding like a straight up Reddit mod, like total clingy stage 5 creepo. Like, dude, you don't have possession over anybody. You can't just say, that's my girl, when you've been here for 2 days and this whole show is about playing the field and trying to date, you know, different people and see who you're into. Nobody owns anybody, bro. So why are you talking like that? And even Coltee's thrown off by this, by how aggressive he's getting all of a sudden in this conversation.
I like her.
Yeah.
Like, I would do anything in order to win her heart. You know what I mean?
Oh man, he really sounds like a white knight right now. And Coltee's over here just giggling at how aggressive and weird he's being. Like, dude, where did this come from? I didn't realize you were such a psycho, Usman.
And I don't think you should compete with me because you lose.
And he just straight up tells him to his face, in any competition between you and me, you're gonna lose 100% of the time, bro. So it's not even worth trying, which is insane to say to somebody. Like, he's asserting his dominance right now.
I'm not hating on him. No any sensible, smart lady will look at me and look at Cole and pick him over me. Knowledge-wise, smart-wise, hardworking-wise, whatever. I
don't know if this is a language barrier thing with Usman, but he keeps using this term, I'm not hating, or I'm not trying to hate, and then immediately says something totally hateful. Like, clearly you're trying to hate. Just be self-aware about it and be real with us, and it's gonna come off so much better than you just being sour and just angry over the fact that Courtney's kind of feeling Coltee as well. Man, he's just going down the list. Like, yeah, no woman with a brain inside her head would look at me and Colt and even see a comparison. Like, why is this conversation even happening? He's getting pissed off at this idea.
So what is he bringing to the table? I mean, you can be funny, but being funny is not enough for the relationship.
And he calls Coltee funny, but I don't really think he has any redeeming qualities. Same with Usman. I think both these guys truly deserve to walk away from this completely single, but we all know that's not how this is going to go. They're probably going to find people because the worst people tend to find success in love, at least short term, on this show. There's something about it. Like, I don't know if it's scripted or what, but that always seems to happen.
I mean, she should be with somebody who is so much better, not you. At least, lady will pick you over me.
You think you're better than me?
That is an absolutely mentally deranged thing to say, let alone to somebody else's face that you are directly saying, like, I can't even repeat that. That's insane, dude. Like, no, you don't talk that way, Usman. I'm sorry.
I didn't think I'm better than you, but I think I'm more man than you.
More man?
Yeah, I look more man than you.
And Coltee's getting kind of pissed. I never thought I'd see the side of him, but you can tell he's getting heated at this moment, which anybody would. I think it's triggering his fight or flight right now, and he's choosing to fight, so I'm proud of him for that.
I think I'm sitting down. Holy.
Are you tired?
No, you said the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh man, it would be so funny if they could hear this conversation. I don't think the girls can, even though they're sat like 20 feet away. But if they could, they would just both realize, like, man, both these guys are the biggest losers. And sadly, Courtney would still probably try to go for one of them because everybody on this damn show is so sad and desperate. Like, be single for once. I know that sounds like the hardest challenge in life. Just be single and be happy.
Suddenly, Usman has this like ownership of Courtney, like his girl. But at the end of the day, he doesn't own Courtney.
And then it just allows Coltee to make these very obvious surface level statements like, nobody owns anybody. I think it's messed up that he's just trying to say that he owns a woman. I would never be that way. So of course he comes off looking like the good guy because he's slightly sane when it comes to this conversation.
You know what a man really thinks about another man? Nothing. If you have to tell me you're a man or you're more of a man, you're nothing.
I never thought I'd see this side of Coltee, dude. He is like getting out of his chair almost. That's how angry he is, that's a big step for Coltee. But I think that's true. Somebody else who's caring about what somebody else does this much is just a weak person. And Usman's showing himself to be extremely weak right now, and weird and creepy and controlling and all that comes with that. But regardless, that ends, and the rest of this episode I'm gonna skip through a ton because they do this cringy challenge where they're like having to pop balloons with each other's bodies, and the only funny thing to come out of it is this dude from Family Guy, or I guess I should say American Dad, the alien dude, he gets grinded on, and this is for some reason the funniest visual because he just looks like he does not know what to do in this situation. That's completely unrelated to Coltee, but I just had to throw that in there. Anyways, after all that fun, the entire cast goes out for a night clubbing, and this is where Colt's able to sit down with Courtney and kind of recap this insane morning he just had with Usman.
So what happened?
Just talking, guy stuff.
It looked like heated.
It's kind of heated, sure.
And she asks him straight up, like, why are both of you kind of seeming so weird and angry? Like, did I do something? Like, yeah, you did. You put them in competition against each other, which was the worst choice you could have done. Not that you thought that was going to be the outcome, but both these guys are going straight up to war over you, which is still confusing to me, but we'll get past that.
Well, he got heated a little bit because he thought I was making an advance on you.
But
I guess he likes you.
Yeah.
And honestly, the way he's explaining this, he's kind of going soft on Usman. I would have almost like repeated verbatim what he said to me because it would frame him as as the crazy possessive psycho that he is, but instead he kind of was just like, yeah, he was asking if I liked you, and I think he kind of has a problem on that because he might have a crush on you. Like, okay, dude, way to just distill that into like the dumbest middle school train of thought. No, this guy just questioned your manhood and said that this woman is slow for considering liking you, which is still the most insane statement I've ever heard.
And he thinks I'm trying to take.
Do you like me as a friend, or you're like liking me?
I mean,
So yeah, as he's sharing this information, she throws him a softball and says, well, is it true? Like, do you kind of like me? And he could have just answered this straight up like a man and honestly been able to progress their relationship further, but instead he answers in the most Coltee way ever.
I don't know. I kind of like you, to be honest with you. I really just enjoy hanging out with you a lot.
I kind of like, think I could like you. I'm at least enjoying our conversations. Like, bro, just step up and be a man and say shit with your chest. It would help you out so much in this like crazy chase that you have of just trying to find love and being unsuccessful with it. But it is awesome too. They keep cutting away to Usman during this conversation and he's just standing here alone, seething. I truly think he's gonna punch a hole in the wall back home at this hotel room, because he just still can't wrap his head around the fact that he is going toe to toe with somebody like Coltee. When in reality, if we look back at their dating history, Coltee has had way more success with people that are attractive and closer to his age, at least the same generation, whereas Usman's like, he's punching above his weight class by a couple generations, maybe trying to get that social security money, but he keeps going for these like really old grandmas that just chain smoke all day. Like, that's his whole dating history.
I want to get away from the cicada.
Okay, let's go together.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh my God, I can't
careful.
jump.
But wouldn't you know it, these bugs come out of nowhere as if fulfilling a biblical prophecy and scares all of the cast members, specifically the women. So Colt steps up and kind of, he makes a power move. He says, oh, you're scared, babe? I'll walk you back to your hotel room. So that's right, Coltee's walking away from this club with the girl of his dreams, or at least his second choice, it seems like, while Usman's here alone, staring daggers into Coltee's eyes as they're walking away. This is pure cinema right now. Like, this is a battle of Greek gods. So not quite, but at least it feels that way in my brain. And he walks her back with this most awkward hand position on her back. But you know what? I'm proud of you for making a move, Coltee, and it seems to be all right as you're doing this. So it goes in cuts between all these different hotel rooms, and honestly, I'm going to be skipping a lot of that portion because we don't need to see that, okay? This show is just so cringy with the love aspect. It's like Love Island times 1,000, and I really don't care to see hot people make out with each other. But now let's go forward to the freakiest room of them all, Courtney and Coltee. Let's see, what do you think is going to be happening as soon as these doors close and he walks her back to her hotel room and gets invited inside? Let's see what that entails. That's right, he awkwardly prances around and dances. What are these dance moves, bro? Like, does this guy not ever look in a mirror when he does things? Because you should be able to see that in a mirror and realize, okay, I'm not safe to dance around anybody who I'm romantically interested in if I think I want to have any success of them taking me seriously and reciprocating those feelings. But no, he's dancing regardless, and he's kind of just hovering over her, sweaty in his tank top and basketball shorts as she sits on the bed cringing out. So that is honestly one of the worst vibes I can imagine. This is just pure nightmare blunt rotation right here. That is so cringy. But I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you made it to the very end, comment cucumber to confuse the rest of the comments, and just tell yourself, you know what, even if I'm just sitting here watching this grim video on my phone, my laptop, computer, whatever it is, I am better off in life than this girl because I'm not having a sweaty Coltee dancing in my face, and that's something to really be proud of right now. All right, pat yourself on the back. You done good in life. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace out.